Okay, now I'm going to grade this area here around my lot 24. Yours might be slightly different. And coming back to this line, we're going to modify this just a little bit slightly because sometimes it doesn't like when feature lines extends past where they should. So let's take, for instance, this area. So what my intentions are for this line is I want to fill up this lot. Okay, so this is a level area here. Okay, and this will make all this area 190 feet. In other words, so this area would be filled by what, 2.5 feet, 3 feet, or almost 5 feet here when it gets to here. So it's going to fill in this whole area and make a nice flat area. So sometimes, and we can modify it later, and I can show you that, but yeah, let's just use it as is and see what happens actually, okay? And I'll show you how to adjust it to make it fit the grading. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do some grading again, okay? So again, I'm going to choose grading, creation tool, okay? I'm going to choose select the grading group. Definitely want the site. Now I'm going to create a new one because I had basin down below. Now this one I'm going to use, I can create a new one. Okay, so I'm going to click on here, create a new grading group, and I'm going to call this one lot 124, say. Now we haven't talked about the spacing and angles here, and I want to bring this up. This is the tessellation spacing and angles, and essentially what this is a means of setting how much, how accurate you want this to be, or how refined, I should say, you want this to be. So I generally keep the defaults. The reason is if I change this spacing to a lower number, or the angle to a lower number, it could create a much bigger file, okay, and much more refined file. So generally keep them the same. And we'll be doing the volume later, okay? So again, we want lot 124. We want to automatically surface creation and use the group name, okay? And we're going to hit OK. And we're going to accept all these, okay? It's a tin surface, okay, and hit OK. Now again, here we want to make sure we set target. It'll probably go back to the basin, which we just created. So now we're going to go to the existing grade, and we're going to hit OK. And then we're going to choose surface, grade to surface. In other words, this is just going to take a point on a feature line and grade it to the surface, in this case, the existing surface. And we're going to go ahead and create grading. And it's going to say select the feature line. I'm going to select this line here. And then it wants to know what side. So the first one I'm going to do is on this side. This is the fill side. Okay. Going to hit that, and yes, the entire length. We're going to choose slope to define it. And I'm going to use, even though we don't have a cut, we'll still keep them the same. I'm going to do 4:1. So that's 4 feet for every 1 vertical. And for my fill slope, which is prominently fill, almost all of it, I'm going to do 4:1. And there it is. It graded it in for that fill. Now, let's go ahead and look at doing the other side. Now, when we did the basin, we chose, because it was a closed grading, we could use the infill. Well, we can't use it. We still have to grade to surface for that. So we're going to create, we're going to choose the feature line, and we're going to choose this side of the feature line now. We're going to apply it to the entire length. And instead of slope, we're going to choose grade. And grade is expressed as a percentage. So for 1%, it's 1% or 1 foot vertical for every 100 feet in the horizontal. And because I want it to be flat, I'm going to specify a cut grade of 0. And again, for the fill, I'm going to also do grade, and I'm going to specify 0 for that. And there it is. Now, there's the grade. Now, this is where I was talking about sometimes the surface gets a little wonky and it's trying to shoot up here. Okay, we're going to fix that by we're just going to navigate in here. Okay. And what I want to select is the feature line here. Okay. And so I've selected that. And I'm just going to pull it in. And I'm going to pull it in to right there. Okay. And I'm going to keep pulling that in until it's just on the other side, because it's trying to interpret some of these grades. So some of you might get that line there. And so that's that feature line. See it right here? That's the one I want. I'm going to grab it, and I'm just going to take it just, and again, I'm going to make sure I can pull it just inside there. Okay. Zoom back out. And there it is. There's my fill area. So all this will be filled in to create a nice level area.